Safari, your Saturday breakfast show. I am Olabisi Yusuf. In recent times, some parts of Nigeria have been affected by floods due to heavy rainfall. However, studies show that there are some human-induced causes of flood. On the program today, we'll be discussing the possible solution, prevention, and how to stay safe during flood. I am Olabisi Yusuf once again. Meanwhile, we'll be having a complimentary segment, which are the newspaper segment. We'll be bringing you headlines from our various newspapers. The fitness segment, improving posture. The health segment, how to avoid sleeplessness. The children's segment, our children will be having fun and of course learning one or two things from the cartoon. And the background report on flooding. Discussion segment will be having our guest, an environmentalist. And then the entertainment segment with your girl, Ejiro Favor. To our sports lovers, we'll be having the sports segment too. We'll take a short break right now, and when we return, Morning Safari continues. Don't go away.
Morning Safari, your breakfast Saturday morning magazine show, is available for your patronage. From all shades of opinion to exciting and exclusive interview of personalities, corporate bodies and organizations, for your business and social engagement, event coverage, product launch and rebranding, annual general meetings, we are at your beck and call. You can as well advertise and promote your business, commercial activities, hotel and tourism, entrepreneurship development, and many more are all at our services. Contact us today. The numbers to call are Bola 080-565-30106, Tony 080-349-71969, or visit us at our office, NTA Ilorin, along Fatih Road, Ilorin. You can log on to our social streaming platform live on www.facebook.com/NTA Ilorin. Morning Safari, we serve you better.
Alright, you're welcome back. It's now time for our newspaper segment, starting with the Saturday Tribune. Above the nameplate, we have 2023 Supreme Court strikes out suit seeking zoning of PDP's presidential ticket to Southeast. Atiku's candidature validated. Details on page 4. LASMA can't impose fines, impound vehicles without court order. Judge. Details on page 4. Still on Saturday Tribune, AK-47 for Amotekun. Southwest states may drag federal government to Supreme Court. Afenifere decries FG's double standard. Details on pages 3 and 7. Kidnappers abduct 3 policemen in Ogun. Details on page 5. Bankers fleeing Nigeria's stagnating economy as Japa beckons. 15,722 Nigerians get UK work visas in 6 months. Details on page 19. Wike opens up on PDP crisis, levels allegations against Ayu. Admits, I am not bigger than the party. Details on page 3. 4 die in Lagos building collapse. Story on page 7. Right behind Saturday Tribune, we have notes from Atlanta with Farouk Perogi. Lies and truth about Obi, Atiku, and Tinubu. Sports, Saka named England Player of the Year. For interest in any of those stories, do well to pick a copy of Saturday Tribune. And now to the Nation. 2023 Economist Intelligence Unit projects Tinubu to win presidency. Details on page 2 of the Nation. ASU files 14 grounds of appeal against industrial court ruling. Mad rush for medicine, law courses in private universities as strike lingers. Details on pages 7 and 12. War in PDP. Wike bombs Atiku, Ayu, Tambuwa, Saraki. Rivers governor accuses ex-VP others of rebuffing Jonathan in 2014. Alleges Ayu received 1 billion naira from aspirants manipulated primary. Dares party to suspend him if they can. Atiku, allegations
uncharitable, Wike fighting war that doesn't exist. Party fires back, says governor didn't respect zoning in Rivers. PDP candidates now divider-in-chief, 2023 aspiration dead, APC cancelled. Ethiopian Airlines emerges preferred bidder for Nigeria Air. National carrier takes off in few weeks with 3 aircraft. Details on page 7. Mortgage. Pension contributors can now use 25% savings for payments. Details on page 29 of The Nation. Behind The Nation, we have Segun Ayobolu illuminations, Beyond Lamentations. How much is MPFL worth? By Ade Ojekari. For interest in any of the stories, pick a copy of The Nation. Moving ahead, we have the Saturday Punch. Amid high inflation, 6 states shun minimum wage. Story on page 8. Above the nameplate of Saturday Punch, we have I thought I'll never have a life, weightlifting gold medalist. PDP begs Wike as governor alleges betrayal, 1 billion naira bribe. Details on page 4. Riders insist party chair Atiku, former generals, conspired against him. Accuses Ayu of collecting 1 billion naira from unnamed presidential aspirants. Wike playing God, wants to impose crony as party chair. Atiku campaign cancelled. 4 killed, 1 rescued in Lagos collapsed building. Details on page 12. I can't be Hemi's third girlfriend, says Alison of Big Brother Naija. Details on page 17. Don't deregister ASU, NLC warns federal government, writes Ngige. Union files appeal against NIC ruling, asks for state of execution. Details on page 9. How husband caught with side chick announced wife's death from the deceased brother. Details on page 2. I raped daughter in 1-room apartment beside wife, siblings, shopkeeper. That story is on page 24. FG plans to sell electricity transmission company. Details of that story is on page 26 of Saturday Punch. Behind Saturday Punch, we have You are hypocrite, manipulator, brother slams Pogba. Ronaldo charged with improper conduct. Iwobi spells Eagles blushes against second-string Algeria. Celtics suspend Udoka. For interest in any of the stories, pick a copy of Saturday Punch. And now to Saturday Sun. Yoruba leaders blast FG's double standards on arms bearing by vigilantes. Details on page 27. Afenifere YCE orders back Akeredolu, insists Amotekun must bear sophisticated weapons. Atiku won't win without Kano, Lagos, Rivers, says Wike. Riders threatens to name those who allegedly gave Ayu 1 billion naira. How Rivers governor frustrated Southeast presidency, Atiku's spokesman. Details on pages 29 and 30. Revealed why Ohaneze has not endorsed Obi, says LP presidential candidate pushed by Nigerian people. Northern groups warn against linking him to IPOB. Will unveil Obi in Jos. MBF. Details on page 29. Supreme Court strikes out suit on zoning of PDP presidential ticket. Tinubu turns Atiku over sipping tickets. Details on page 28. 3 police officers kidnapped in Ogun. That story is on page 28 too. Behind Saturday Sun. Plenty trouble for wanted prisoner. The Hunter, hunted by Mike Awoyinfa. For interest in any of those stories, pick a copy of Saturday Sun. And many thanks to Olowunyo newspaper for the newspapers. It's now time for our fitness segment. Don't go away.
Hello, welcome to the fitness segment of Morning Safari. I hope you're having a good day. I am Adrake Ibrahim. Today I'll be showing you some poses you can do to improve your seated posture and to improve your flexibility, especially around the neck and the shoulders. So if you sit a lot, maybe at the desk or at the computer, or you do anything that requires you to sit for long hours, this is going to be for you. Let us get into it. As you can see, these poses do not take much time to do. So even if you're still sitting at your desk, Just take 5 minutes break and you can do those poses to help you improve your seated posture and your overall flexibility. Thank you so much for watching. Morning Safari continues.
Alright, you're welcome back. You just watched our fitness segment on improving posture and shoulder flexibility. Don't say these things do not matter. They really matter. There is a need for you to be flexible, to be light at all times. Moving ahead, we have our health segment on insomnia, how to avoid sleeplessness. Enjoy.
Insomnia is a sleep disorder in which one has trouble to fall or stay asleep. It is believed to originate due to a state of hyperarousal that can impact sleep onset and sleep maintenance. Hyperarousal can be mental, physical, or a combination of both. Environmental, physiological, or psychological factors can all play a role in insomnia.
Is a poor sleep or lack of sleep. A lot of people these days somehow do not have enough time to sleep. They don't have enough time to sleep during the night, and it's not as if we have enough time during the day. But some people will just lay on the bed and not able to sleep.
Injection or consumption of substances that negatively affect sleep, such as alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, and other drugs. Diet pills and cold remedies can also hinder sleep. Physical pain and discomfort can make it harder to fall or remain asleep, leading to daytime impairments. Conditions that necessitate frequent trips to the bathroom at night, such as pregnancy or enlarged prostates, can also cause insomnia symptoms.
The commonest cause is pain. If you have pain any part of your body, sleep won't even come at all. So apart from pain, some other people have a primary insomnia. They can't explain why they can't sleep. Then, tension, sometimes elevated blood pressure. These are causes of poor sleep. Other causes, however, there are maybe noise, unfavorable setting, and all that. Or primary insomnia is common, or most of the insomnia we see around, they are secondary to either pain, stress, noisy environment, and all that.
Unhealthy lifestyle and sleep habits has also been linked to insomnia. There are 3 types of insomnia, which are acute, transient, and chronic insomnia. Common impairments include fatigue and discomfort, memory and concentration difficulties, mood disturbance and irritability, and behavioral problems such as hyperactivity and aggression.
Poor sleep is in fact, the person cannot coordinate himself during the day. So we need to have good sleep irrespective of the tension around us.
Practicing healthy lifestyle habits and good sleep hygiene can alleviate insomnia symptoms and help them sleep more soundly. The following sleep hygiene measures can be beneficial for people with insomnia. Limiting or eliminating naps, especially late in the day. Restricting the use of alcohol, caffeine, and tobacco products in the evening. Avoid late night meals. Limiting screen time prior to bedtime. Maintaining a healthy diet and exercise regularly during the day. Follow a consistent sleep schedule that includes the same bedtimes and wake-up times every day. Remember, your health is in your hands. Stay healthy.
There are drugs that we give people. Like I said, some people is the blood pressure that is very high. So if you treat the blood pressure, the body will just calm down and the person sleeps. Now if there is noise in the environment, we advise the person reduce noise, relocate if need be. If you stay beside the road, relocate from there, go to a more quiet place. Then those are some of the lifestyle measures. There are other drugs that we give when all those measures fail.
Alright, you're welcome back. That report on insomnia, we've learned that there are various causes of sleeplessness, and there are 1 or 2 things you should avoid. Do not indulge in drug abuse, do not take cigarettes, don't take too much alcohol, and don't get yourself overworked. If you're working and you feel the need to Please do so. It's very healthy. It's now time for our children's segment. We'll be giving you a beautiful cartoon. You have one or two things to learn as well, children. You'll be having fun. Enjoy.
In a world where only cats were living, where the heroes ran in short supply, to a land so harsh and unforgiving, rode a hero, the blazing samurai. When one town was found to be in danger from the evildoers slipping by.
Okay, here goes nothing. Ooh. Ow! Wow. That's right. I'm a samurai now. Take that. Take that. Oh, yeah.
How about a little nip? A little catnip.
I don't think I'm...
More for me.
Who are you?
My friends call me Jimbo. Since I have no friend, I guess you can call me Jimbo, too. Guess it works either way.
Well, Jimbo, I'm Hank, and I'm the new samurai.
New samurai, huh? You know your sword's on backwards.
Oh, and I suppose you know everything because you're a samurai.
Well, I know you're not.
Why? Because I'm a dog?
No, because you're an idiot. No real samurai would be caught dead wearing that. Is that a bathrobe? You get that from a hotel? You're not a samurai, are you?
I know, right? I'm not. I came here to learn to be a samurai, and then I got this job, but I don't have the slightest idea what I'm doing. Hey, is there a book? You know, an instruction manual, like how to be a samurai?
You mean Samurai for Dummies?
Yes!
No, that would be dumb.
Ow! Okay, that hurt! Oh, ow! Oh, that's... Oh!
You better get out there. Samurai time. You're the samurai, right?
It looks a little dangerous out there.
Oh, yeah, dangerous. That's NWA out there. Ninjas with attitude. But you go ahead. It'll be great. You are the samurai. Yeah!
Oh, look at that! It's that mean old lady.
Yes, it is.
No, I have to.
Yes, you do.
Maybe I could just go talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, work this out.
You should do that.
I will.
You go reason with them.
Excuse me? Excuse me, please. Excuse me!
Get the lost dog. This is a cat business. Don't listen to him. You guys are doing a great job.
Sword still on the wrong side. Reason with them.
Excuse me? Excuse me, please. Excuse me!
Get the lost dog. This is a cat business. Don't listen to him. You guys are doing a great job.
Yes, you do.
Maybe I could just go talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, work this out.
You should do that.
I will.
You go reason with them.
Excuse me? Excuse me, please. Excuse me!
Get the lost dog. This is a cat business. Don't listen to him. You guys are doing a great job.
Sword still on the wrong side.
My eyes are up here.
Oh! Right in the eye.
All right, you're welcome back, children. I'm sure you enjoyed that cartoon, and I hope you've learned one or two things. Don't just watch the cartoon. Follow up with the storylines. It's now time for our background report on flooding, and we'll be narrowing it down to our host state, Kwara State, the effects and causes of flooding in Kwara State. Don't go away.
Flood has become an increasingly common problem and most prevalent natural disaster in Nigeria. These annual occurrences often attributed to human-induced and exacerbated by human natural interference, where there are poor or non-existent drainage systems that obstruct free flow of water. Thus, when dam is released into any riverine, the risk of possibility of flooding is imminent and more often occur. Some states have persistently been experiencing annual flooding during rainy season, and Kwara State is not an exception, as many people living around flood-prone areas lose their property and belongings to flood every year. It is, however, noteworthy that governments over the years have made frantic efforts at controlling flood and flooding in states of the Federation by dredging of the riverine. But how effective?
People they are free, they are pleased. They stop the project. The people, the water is not, the flood is not even affect them. But we have not reached our place. So the water is affecting us.
The dredging is quite effective, only if it has been completed. But this one they have done, there's no, that thing is not even affecting us like since the beginning of this rain season. The beginning of this rain season, something has not been affected any of us. But if something can be done, if it can be completed, it will be of advantage to us.
As I refer, through Unity Amilengbe Waterway in Ilorin is a project handled by the Presidency through Ecological Fund Office, supervised by the Ministry of Environment, Kwara State. All efforts to speak with the authority concerned on progress of work prove abortive, despite the effort of the government at finding solutions to the problem. Individuals living in the prone areas on their own have put in their best to control the situation, but seems infeasible, leaving no option than to plead to the present administration for lasting solution.
The flood has taken away everything we have, our houses, food, farm produce, and many more. We don't have anything left. We are seeking for government intervention for help. The government should build houses for us in the town so that during this period they can leave this place.
We have sought for government intervention before, but no response even though the government sent representatives.
Empowerment the victims. That is, they can give them soft loans or sharing of foodstuffs or materials to farmers so that they don't feel that pain of being destroyed by water where they live in communities.
We only implore the government at least to keep on to complete the job. So the work has been stopped over 2 months ago due to the rainfall.
So we appeal to government that they should assist us on this project they are doing. They should finish it because we are also affected. Sometimes water will enter our shop.
An environmentalist, Executive Director, Eco Justice Initiatives, Permanent Secretary, retired, Alamin Amasa Isiaka, is our guest on Morning Safari today to tell us what can be done differently to face Kwara State out among states experiencing flood yearly in Nigeria. Morning Safari continues.
You're welcome back. That was the background report on flooding, the causes and the effects, particularly on Kwarans. It's now time for our discussion segment, and we have our guest already in the studio in person of Amosa Isiaka Aliamin. He is an environmentalist and permanent secretary retired. You're welcome on the program this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What are the causes of flooding in Nigeria generally?
Well, causes of flooding is we have natural, we have human made. So those are the two types of causes that flooding will come. What do we say flooding is? Flooding is excess volume of water that flows. You get on either on its parts or out of its parts. Now, when God creates the world, He made some valleys. So this is the natural area where water flows. But because human being wants to bring development and some other things, so we have to disrupt certain natural gifts. So and upon the destruction, we create certain parts, like you create gutter, you create water flow areas and some other channels. You get where water will now flow. Now, if you are not providing enough channel, then the tendency is that when water flow, it will now overflow that bank and it will go. Just like a normal river too. You see, when the volume increases and disruptions, you see, have occurred on the waterway, then it has to, you get, overflow its bank, and when it affects some other areas, it is that time we now say it is flooding. And when it begins to destroy some of our economic and property, then we now begin to say there is flood.
Okay, coming to Kwara State, is Kwara State naturally prone to flooding?
Yes. Geographically, the way Kwara State is placed, it is prone to flooding. And when you look at the two major rivers that even divide Nigeria, it flows through Kwara State too. You see, that will now give us at least a view that at least if we are people that studies our environment, we should be able to cater for all this and forestall whatever flooding resultant that will come of whatever water flow.
Okay. Kwara State over the years has been one of the states flagged off to experience heavy floods by the Nigeria Meteorological Agency. What will you attribute to the causes of flood in Kwara State?
Okay. If you look at we are within the geographical area where at least a certain volume of rainwater is expected. Then if you look at, just like I explained, when you look at the two major rivers, that is River Niger and River Benue, you get Kwara State is one of the states that this River Niger flows through. Then that will now show you that we are within that before it goes to the ocean. Then another thing is even the rivers, the number of rivers, we have dammed them. You get, then domestic water you use, you understand, you have to dig ground to get water in terms of well or borehole. All this water come back to the surface and you dispose them. You get, all this water continue to accumulate and it have to flow. So that is why we are very prone to flooding. And you see, in order for us to curb it, we need to make adequate arrangements or preparation for at least the waterway where it will flow.
Is there a need for review of the state's rural and urban architectural plans in order to curtail flooding in Kwara State?
That's one of the major reasons for, in a place where their life is planned, you get, you don't have overpopulation in urban areas. The more people are in certain area, the more water they use, and the more they disrupt the waterway. That is the natural, because people will have to build houses. Okay. You understand? There will be development. You will construct road. All these ones you get goes a long way to affect the natural way of through which water will flow. And once you disrupt it, water will have to find its own path, and that is when it will now disrupt your economic life. You now begin to call it flooding. Okay. So if we can curtail the rural urban drift, then at least we will be able to minimize the population within the township, and those land that you left value in the rural area will also be, it has been, because you have farmed on it, you have opened it to unnatural agents. Therefore, when rain falls, it will also be washed away. Then flooding will also take place there. So many things, whether you use or you abandon, it will become a resultant, because you have worked on the natural land, which will invariably bring about flooding.
Now, as part of efforts made by Kwara State in conjunction with the federal government, is dredging of Asa River down to Unity Amilegbe. Will you say it is right and an appropriate step to mitigate against flooding?
Well, at least you have two different things. Whether it is right, yes, it is right. Whether they are doing it rightly is another thing. Okay. You get, just like human being, when you want to carry load, the first moment you will carry it with your energy. Okay. As you begin to cover distance, you will be shedding it gradually, because your effort is becoming less. So you have to be dropping those things. The same thing happens to natural water. When river carries sand and other debris that people continue to throw in, like the waste from your home, waste from industry, waste from all these things, when it comes into the river will be carrying it. As it carries it, after taking some distance, it will be dropping it. When it drop it, it means it will be, it will be, it will deposit that is beneath the river. Then that deposit will now continue to pile. Okay. You get, continue to pile. And when it piles, we said it is seated. It is the removal of those sitting material or seated material that you said you are dredging. You understand? When you are not removing it adequately enough, then there is nothing done. When you talk about Asa River, you see, it was the primary area is not where the problem is. Okay. You get, we have to focus at the tertiary area. That is where that river is now becoming very natural, when it doesn't flow with force. Okay. Where it doesn't flow with force, that is where we have, that is when the ability of the water to carry all those debris is minimal, and that is where seated will be. When you go from after Amilegbe when you move towards Sobi Hill, you will realize that as a river covered a number of ground, you see, leaving its own course. It has, because in those places you have more seated material deposited, and that is where the contractor supposed to have move it on until you go along Onyon River, then through to Lafayette area.
How often should this be? The moving?
It has to be as constant as its deposit. This deposit continues to come every day, because as long as people are not mindful the way they dispose their refuse, then the more this thing. And in our simple geography, weathering, water is one of the agents of weathering. And as long as the land surface, the land cross is being removed, is being broken down into pieces, and that sand is being removed, the long that this sitting will be taking place. So it means every day that water flows, is every day it carries debris, and it therefore means our sitting method must be an everyday affairs, which we can now apportion. If it is once or twice in the year, we should be able to do it.
Okay.
Do you get it?
I understand. But talking about waste management, what's the best way to dispose waste and manage waste in order to forestall blockages of our drainage systems?
In the new technology now, what we call waste is no longer waste. Because you recycle. Like what we have in Kwara State is you just take and dump in the open. And open dumping has been outlived. It is something that is of Stone Age. You see, we should have at least developed a technology that will make us to recycle. Now, when you know that they recycle plastic, my friend, when you take water from the plastic, you will not throw it out.
Away, yes.
You keep it because you are going to, it will bring in money.
From it, yes.
So these are the deliberate things that government should bring to the consciousness of people.
The people.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And even paper, all this paper waste and something, you recycle it. It is being used for, you can produce it back. At least try as much as possible to bring about, like when you get to India, many homes they have this pop machines. Okay. There, when you just soak the waste paper, after sometimes, then you grind it, you reproduce it, it becomes paper, and that is why you can easily get enough paper in India, and they use paper for packaging rather than all this cycloline and nylon, because it is easier for paper to decay. It is not easy for most of this plastic material to decay. It takes at least the smallest plastic material to decay. It will take between 300 and 350 years.
All right, over the years, Kwarans had lost some properties, farm produce worth millions of nairas to flood. As an experienced environmentalist, what do you think can be of help to these people?
That is, you see, what we must have, what we call master plan, and we must follow it. Okay. You understand? We should be able to respect the nature. You get? Where we have valley, for example, Ilorin town is made up of about 7 valleys. Most of these valleys has been built on. You understand? And water will have to flow. Therefore, you see, there is no problem when you affect nature and you are bringing artificial thing. But that your artificial solution must be adequate enough. You get, you know, all this road that is being called, they are all artificial. But what volume of drainage do they provide? You understand? If you look at, if you go to Adita Pakata area, if you look at the topography of that place, it's one of the valleys that that Ilorin has. Go and look at the drainage. They are too small to carry the volume of water. There is no way water will not overflow its bank. You can't control it. You can't ask water, no, don't destroy this thing. You can't do it. You understand? And it therefore follows that we must provide for the water so that it will flow and it will not damage our economic things. You see, another thing is that, you see, which to me, I don't like when you begin to sift people away from their natural habitat. It's not good. It's not good in the sense that, you know, human being, they are psychological beings. Once you move them away from their habitat, you see, they begin to malfunction, just like.
Okay, briefly, how can one stay safe during flooding, in case there is an emergency and
yes,
flooding and people
you can keep safe by making sure when rain is falling, you don't go out.
Okay.
Don't drive against the wave of water.
Okay, peradventure you're in your house and there's an overflow of water due to heavy rainfall, what happens?
Don't build on waterways.
Okay.
You understand? So if you build on waterways, then governments will be able to. Government has enough laws to get, but if it's not being implemented, then we are in trouble. You get? Then government must provide enough drainage that will take water away. Okay. And you don't do drainage halfway. Okay. It has to be conclusive. You see, just take it to where it can discharge. Okay. Once you take it, like if you look at the topography of Ilorin, there is no way every water that flows from every hole ends at Asa River. Okay. It therefore means that we must provide drainage from everywhere. Everybody is like here now in where we are. You see, when drainage is to, you have to connect it to other drainage that discharge to the river. And that's the only solution. So once you provide halfway, it will find its level and flow into our economic area.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the program. We really appreciate your in-depth analysis. It's nice having you on our show this morning where we'll discuss flooding prevention and possible solutions. Thank you. Hope to see you another time.
Thank you for calling me.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
All right, viewers at home, it's now time for our entertainment segment with Favor Ejiro.
Here we stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided. We're determined to rebuild and restore.
welcome to the entertainment segment on Morning Safari. I am Ejiro Favor. Today I will be taking you on a trip to the entertainment world. And believe me when I tell you that I'm so overwhelmed with lots of emotions and I just want to disseminate them to those I love. And believe me when I say I love you. But before then, let's take a short break. Welcome back from that short break. And to our first story for today. This one is very emotional. Please don't shed tears. I used to steal food. Singer Tems opens up on a poverty struggle. Nigerian singer Temilade Okpeniyi, popularly known as Tems, in an interview with British GQ, said, "There were times when I was not just broke. I was broke and hopeless. I used to steal food. I used to go to my auntie's house just so she could give me food to take home. I just felt like, what is the point of me existing right now?" You have to remember those times because that person does not exist anymore. I didn't think I was pretty. I didn't even think of my voice as anything. I just thought, there are so many people that can sing. I'm not a model. I don't sing. But whatever chance I have, I'll take it. Even if I end up singing under a bridge somewhere, I'll be the best under the bridge singer ever. Whoa, that one actually got me very emotional. But all the same, to those out there who are downtrodden, to the frustrated, I want you to beat your chest and say, I am strong. I am capable of being whom I want to be. There are those out there who are waiting for me, for them to survive. And I can do it. Remember, tough times never last, but tough people do. And to our second story for today, Machalawe Gege Choo. Wizkid is set to perform his next album live at Apple Music event. Nigerian music star Wizkid has added another feather to his cap as he becomes the first African artist to host the Apple Music Live. To make it even special, Wizkid revealed he would be performing his next album dubbed More Love, Less Ego at the event. Whoa, that's a big win for Wizkid. Congratulations to our Machala King. Gege, what are you waiting for? Go grab your ticket. Wizkid needs us, you know. And our last story for today. Flavor returns with new single, My Sweetie. I got love. Nigerian Afrobeat superstar Flavor has returned with a new single in which he combines highlife, Caribbean strings, and amapiano for a sensational tune. My Sweetie. You don't want to miss out on this. Believe me when I say this one is a jam. What are you waiting for? To those that are about to get married, please don't forget to add this song to your lineup of songs for your lover. And to those of us that are single, please let's keep playing these songs so that our lover will find us one day and will of course sing My Sweetie to us. And that will be all on entertainment for today. I hope you enjoyed yourself because I really did enjoy myself. And to my sport lovers, what are you waiting for? Don't go away. Stay glued to your TV for something more spontaneous from the world of sports. Bye.
Welcome to your favorite breakfast show, Morning Safari. I am Abdul Farid Ogoyemi. On our line of our stories for today, Everton midfielder Alex Iwobi has been shortlisted for the Premier League Player of the Month award for September, following his impressive performance for the Toffees. Iwobi is up against Bournemouth's Philip Billing, Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne, Aston Villa's Jacob Ramsey, Manchester United Marcus Rashford, and Tottenham Hotspur Ujibal. The 25-year-old Nigerian, who is currently with the Eagles preparing for their friendly against Algeria in Oran, has been in superb form for the Toffees this season. Barcelona will have to terminate the contract of Gerard Piqué if the defender fails to play 35% of matches this season. The Spanish centre-back has a contract at Camp Nou until 2024, but Barca are keen to see him leave because he's the highest earner in the squad despite becoming a fringe player under boss Xavi. The World Athletics has ratified the women's 100-meter hurdles record set by Toby Amson at the 2022 World Championship in Oregon. The international governing body for the sport athletics on Tuesday confirmed this alongside world record of two other athletes, Modo Duplantis and Sydney McLagan. The world record set by Toby Amuson, Modo Duplantis and Sydney McLagan at the World Athletics Championship Oregon have now been officially included in the record book, And that is all on the sports segment for this week.
All right, you're welcome back. Oh, Thames, I'm so inspired by your story, and I hope someone out there too is also inspired by your story. Don't give up yet. I remain Olabisi Yusuf, and this is where I'll be drawing the curtain on the program today. Until next time, when we come your way with a beautiful edition of Morning Safari, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.